Hi everyone, welcome to this video where we are going to learn about assignment operators. In our previous video, we have learned about arithmetic operators, and now we are extending that learning by going into the assignment operators. Please do watch the previous video if you want to learn more about the arithmetic operators, and now we will be covering the assignment operators and what is actually an assignment means in this case, and we'll actually take an example like this. So if, as I mentioned in my previous videos, and everybody is now learning and getting this experience, that whenever a value is actually assigned to a variable, for example, we said x is equal to 2. So this is actually an assignment, and this equal is called assignment operator. So what it does, that this operator helps us to assign value to the variable x. That is why we call it assignment operator. There are several ways to actually update the value of a variable, and we will see how we can actually combine this simple equality assignment operator along with arithmetic operators to update the value by performing some expression in the Colab. So let's go back to the Colab example. So in this Google Colab environment, we have these assignment symbols where we have these equal symbol. We just have seen what equal symbol does, that it assigns the value or a raw value or a value from a variable to another variable to help. That is a simple assignment. Then we have this addition assignment and subtraction assignment, multiplication assignment, division assignment, modulus, exponentiation, floor division. So all these addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponentiation and floor division, are the arithmetic operators, but at the same time we can perform an arithmetic operator on a variable and update the value of that variable. So we take the example of this a equals a plus b, and I'm going to show it to you how it can actually be helpful. So for example, let's take the example x is equal to 2 that we already have. And now what I want to do, I want to add 5 to the x. So I want to do x plus 5. But then I want to save the result inside x. So whatever the result comes from this, I want to store it in x. So there are two ways to do it actually. First way is I write x, then I write equal, that is the assignment, then I say x plus 5. What will happen in this case is that x already has a value of 2. We all know x has a value of 2 here. And right now here we see the value of 2, then 5 will be added to this 2 and the value will become 7. That will be stored in x. That is the first way. Now the second way that we can use these assignment operators along with these arithmetic operations, where we can just do it like this: x plus equal 5. Now this thing actually is performing the same task. It will add 5 to the existing value of x and will update this x as well. So the same thing that we did here, where we added 5 to the existing value of x, which was 2, it will also add this 5 to the existing value of x and will update the value of x. We will see it in the code now, how it works. I'm going to write this example first so we can actually all learn this. Before going into the more details, let's repeat this example. We have this x is equal to 2, and then we print x, and then what we call it, x is equal to x plus 5, then we print x again, and I run this cell. See, first the value of x was 2, and then I added 5 in the x and saved it in the x again, and it printed 7. Now I'm going to do the second way that I just explained. X is equal to 2. Now what I'm going to do, I will print x, and then I will write x plus equal 5. Now what I expect from this is to actually add 5 to 2 and have the updated value 7 stored in x. Let's print it now, and you can see it works. So that is how we actually expect to save, update the value in place for the variable, rather than actually writing long expressions or even saving the result in one variable and then reassigning it to another variable. These are actually handy operations. So let's now actually take it step by step. All other arithmetic operators, as you can see, we have x here equals 10. Here we are printing the value of x to be 10, and this is the add and assign. So what we are doing, we are adding. Plus means we are adding, and equal means assigning. So we will add this 5 to the value of x and will assign the result to x again. In this case, x, the value of x is what? 10. And here we have 10, add 5, the result will become 15. Now the program follows the sequence. Please do pay attention. Every line is actually changing the value of x. So every next line will be using the updated value of x. So over here, if the value of x is 15, then here the x is 15. And now we'd say subtract and assign. We say subtract 3 from x and update the result and assign the result to x. So x already has a value of 15 from our previous operation. Subtracting 3 will make it 12. In the same way, now we have the value of x to be 12. If I multiply and assign, so I multiply x, which has a value of 12, by 2, it will become 24 and it will be assigned to x. In the same way, division, divide and assign. So x currently has a value of 24. I want to divide x by 4 and assign the result to x. So if the 24 is divided by 4, the result is 6, and 6 will be assigned to x. That is the example of assignment, add and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign, divide and assign. I will run this cell completely with Control Enter, or I can alternatively press this run cell again here as well. So you all know that these are the two steps to run the cell. Please always check this thing. And now we have all these examples. So we followed x here, that x was assigned to be having value 10, and then it was updated with add and assign as 15, then it subtracted by 3 to make it 12, multiplied by 2 to make it 24, and divided by 4 to make it 6. So these were actually the arithmetic operations and assignments performed all together. Now moving on to the modulo and assign. So modulo, actually, what is the purpose of a modulo operator? I mentioned it in the previous video that modulo returns the remainder actually. And so if it returns the remainder, it means that if x has a value of 16 and we divide it by 3, we have this modulo operator. So what it will do, it will divide it by 3. So 16 divided by 3 will give us a remainder of 1. So we will finally have the value of 1 here. So I'll run this cell now, and you will see x has a value of 1, because if you divide 16 by 3, the remainder is 1. Similarly, the exponentiate, we have a value of x equal 5, and we want to take any power of x. For example, we want to take power of 2, which is square. And this is the exponentiation symbol. Also, we discussed it in the previous video as well, that this is the exponent symbol. So if we apply this symbol, it will take the square of 5, and 5 square is 25, and it will be saved here. We can actually repeat this example. Instead of making this 2, I can make it 3. Now this time we assign the x to have a value of 5, and we take the cube of 5 and save that result in X, and it will be 125 this time. So it's 125. Now moving back to it's asking if I'm not a robot. Actually, I'm not. And moving on to the floor division and assign, it asks us, okay, floor division. What does floor division does? Floor division returns quotient. Okay. So if let me even make it the same way we did here. So I assign it a value of 16 divided by 3. So in the modulo, we have it modulo returns remainder. So 16 divided by 3 here, the modulo was 1 and X has a value of 1 when we use the modulo and assign operator. Here we use the floor division and assign operator. So it returns the quotient. And 16 divided by 3 gives us the quotient of 5. 3 times 5 is 15. So we have the 5 as a quotient, and X will have the value of 5. Here it is. So this was actually the explanation for these arithmetic and assignment operators used together. In the next video, we will be actually learning more about the comparison operators. Please stay with me and keep learning. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.